Hello everyone and welcome back to Thoughts on the Track. Today we are going over a classic nostalgic favorite of mine, Wii DK Summit. If you grew up with Mario Kart Wii as I did, chances are you have some very good memories of this track. And as a result, you may have been very hyped when you heard this track was coming back for Wave 4 of the Booster Course Pass. Well, what do I think of the remake? Is it faithful to the original? Or did they ruin my childhood tracks like Mario Kart 7 did? Well, fortunately for our sake, I think the answer is mostly that it was faithful to the original while adding some minor changes that were good. Let's talk about it, shall we? So let's first discuss the visuals, and right away one of the changes I like is that instead of a statue of Mario snowboarding from the original, we get a statue of Donkey Kong snowboarding. And isn't that more fitting? You know, since it's DK Summit. The change was originally made in Mario Kart Tour, but hey, I care a lot more about this game if I'm being honest. Besides that, the visuals are pretty similar to the Mario Kart Wii original. There's snow on the ground, plenty of hills to trick off of, and some beautiful mountains in the background. I will say I didn't think they could have gone all the way with the graphics in this track. Let's compare it to the recent remake of Snowland. Obviously there's more graphical detail in this track, but notice in Snowland the beautiful tint that's sort of surrounding the snow. You don't really get that with this track. The track design is of course fantastic. The DK cannon now becomes a DK glider at the beginning, as is the case in Mario Kart Tour. You have plenty of speed boosts and half pipes at the start, as of course, what is this track without its half pipes? I'm glad they brought this track back at a time when Nintendo was pro half pipe, because if they brought this back in the Mario Kart 7 era, I can only imagine how they would have ruined it. The half pipes do actually lead you into anti-gravity for a second, not that that really matters. But what does matter is the track design is incredibly faithful to the original, including that great ending section with the half pipes, Shy Guys, and snow pits. The end makes for a great challenge. And the final chef's kiss is the music. They didn't need to change much, and I'm sure glad they didn't. The 1, 2, 3, 4 at the beginning is kept intact, no problem. If anything, they just improved what was already an excellent song from Mario Kart Wii. That's because the main melody is played on electric guitar, a great instrument that features prominently in the live orchestration of this game's soundtrack. As a result, it sounds even more exciting than the original did. Both versions are catchy, and as I said, both really aren't that different. I'm glad they didn't change this song up much, as I will discuss some songs later in this series that did not change for the better in my opinion. Overall, I am a big fan of the changes made to Wii DK Summit because there weren't many, and the changes that were made were good, such as the DK snowboarding and the electric guitar that we hear on the music. I'd give this track a 9 out of 10 simply because I was not entirely impressed with the graphics, especially compared to some of the other tracks from this wave. Don't get me wrong, the graphics were still good, and certainly good compared to what they were putting out in Wave 1, and of course the track design and music are as good as it gets in my opinion. But yeah, the environment will keep this from being a perfect 10 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Wii DK Summit? Am I overrating it because of my Mario Kart Wii nostalgia? Are there some problems with the track that I am simply blind to? Let me know what you think in the comments section. And if I have time this weekend, you can expect part 2 of the AI presidents ranking the Mario Kart Wii tracks. This time the retro tracks, oh boy. Stay tuned for that one. Bye bye.